Today I'm doing part 2 about the Heartline because I've recently had many people ask me questions about islands and marks along the Heartline and such. So I'm going to do a bit of a video about that because last time I only talked about the character that comes with the shape of the Heartline. So a little bit exciting, something new, and I hope you enjoy that and hope you continue to visit destinypalmistry.com. I've got lots of new articles there, and thanks for subscribing. See you, bye. Hello everyone, fun. I have a nice big picture for you. Hopefully you can see it as well as I can in front of my screen. Probably depends what device you're viewing this from. So we are talking about the Heartline and the branches and marks on the Heartline. And on this specific one, we'll get straight to it. It is a normal curved Heartline, and it does have various endings. When the Heartline has a fork or a 3-prong fork or a 2-prong fork at the end, that shows a nice balanced attitude in emotions and relationships. So that person would be compassionate and they have good sympathy. It's a very sympathetic sign, and it's always a good sign to have a split Heartline at the end, so nothing to panic about. But on this particular one, there are many drooping branches. As you can see along the Heartline, several little drooping branches. What those small branches mean is, in most cases, disappointments in the relationship. So if the person is in a long-term relationship, it might not be a very comfortable one. There might be heartbreak throughout as well. So some periods of sadness, sometimes negative thinking or feeling insecure. So somebody who feels insecure have those as well. If it's a very long branch and it touches the actual headline, it can go, most of the time they go in that direction. They can go in the opposite direction and touch the headline thusly. But those long branches, they can indicate emotional upsets as well, but it shows a more sensitive nature, that the person is somehow trying to connect to their rational thinking with their emotions. And so yeah, basically a sensitive nature. Now I'm just going to change color of my pen because I want to draw some more marks on there. Oh, the rising line. Okay, I'll stick to the red for a minute. I forgot to do the rising line. So when the branches rise upwards, just small, they're usually on an angle this way. That one, first one was a little bit dodgy, but yeah, rising branches, small branches, they can show positive, the opposite of, the disappointments. They can show positive times. So the person might have many occasions where they've had happy relationships and very happy times during the relationship. It's generally an optimistic person. They could be a little bit flirty and they could have many relationships as well. Either way, they show great interest in the opposite sex. Okay, so we'll do some marks here. Now, if, I won't draw it, but if the line is like a chain, see at the start here, we have chaining. If that chaining goes throughout the whole of the line, that shows a lot of nervousness or hypersensitive. The person might be prone to moodiness. because it tells about the emotion. So the person might need to calm their emotions. On a physical level, it can show like an imbalance in nutrients like sodium and potassium and stuff like that. Okay, so then there is a cluster of lines which form under the ring finger. So say if there are several horizontal lines, should pick the wrong color. Green's not a very good color to show, is it? So several lines that is under the ring finger, directly under the heart line. That can show someone who has disturbed sleep, anxiety, or nervousness. And if there are islands, which is the question that many people ask, an island shape is when the line splits into two and often underneath the ring finger or the middle finger. So when the island shape, when it splits into two, it can show a weakness in the heart itself. If that's physiologically, it can show a weak heart. If it's under the middle finger, if the island is under the middle finger, it can show hearing problems. If it's under the ring finger, that's when it might be a weakened heart, or under the pinky as well. But overall, the islands show a weakened emotion. So it might be a period where the person is struggling emotionally and not strong in their emotions during a certain period. Okay, what's next? Crosses. I think I'll do crosses next. Well, I've run out of scribble space, haven't I? You know what a cross looks like. If there's a cross on the line, that can show like a sudden shock, or it's not a good sign. An actual star and a cross, or a cross, it's not a good sign. So it can indicate a sudden, huge emotional upset that came suddenly. Sometimes it can even be an actual sign of like a heart attack. So I don't like to say that because there's other markings that you have to compare, but that is one of those signs. So the other thing I was just going to mention is the timing, because sometimes when you see these drooping lines or rising lines, you might want to estimate the timing. And one quite simple method is you look at the length of the heart line, because everyone's heart lines might be different length. So basically roughly in the middle, halfway along the line, whichever the there you go. So that area would be around 40, because we in palmistry usually assume the average lifespan is 80, so halfway along is 40. So in this instance, if the person is having emotional problems, they would come after the age of 40, which in sometimes could be a divorce or something like that, or something else that might have upset. Of course, you need to look and compare on the other lines and see what other clues you might see. If there's islands on the headline, if there's islands on the lifeline, and other indicators as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that quick video, and I shall catch up with you later. Thank you.